Time for our closing statements. Please feel free to take up to 2 minutes. We did really great tonight as far as time, 8:37 right now. But Gene, if you'd care to start us all off, and that's for everybody here. So Gene, and we'll bring it back here to Bob for our closing statements.
Well, again, thank you to the Yankton County Republicans, and thank you for all attending. And Tony, thank you for moderating this. Excellent. You know, there's a saying that there is a time for everything. And I want to come back to the legislature. And I want to come back for this reason. I want to make sure that our kids can stay in South Dakota and get the dreams that they want here. Data is showing we've got more kids leaving South Dakota. Technical colleges are doing excellent in keeping their students because we've got a sharing program with them that gives them an opportunity to have their tuition paid back, work 3 years. The longer you stay in South Dakota, you do. Higher education, it's not that way. We are sending our kids away. And so what we need to do is we need to focus on getting a foundation of education for K through 12 that those kids can stay here. Make sure that we have our technical colleges and universities meeting the needs that our employers need in South Dakota. They can stay here. And the other thing is we need to look at affordable housing for these individuals and to make things that they can have and that they can stay in this state. You know, I have 2 children that wanted to come back to South Dakota. But you know what? They couldn't come back because the jobs that they wanted weren't available to them. And I'd like to see them. And there are more of that. And the other thing, we talk about the low unemployment rate in South Dakota. The reason, we've got more exiting than we have coming in. So we need to focus on our kids. You want your kids to stay here, build those strong families, and that's why I want to return to Pierre and work for you.
Thank you. And again, I just want to say thank you for coming and thank you for this opportunity. And it has really, truly been my privilege to be your state senator these last 2 years. And like I said, I've had some great times in these small communities during some of these fundraisers and events and getting to know the people of District 18. And I think I've done a very good job these last 2 years of representing the people of this district and listening to them and working for them. And that's one of the things that I guess the reason why I want to go back to Pierre is because there's a lot of things that need to get finished or needs to get tackled. And again, one of those things is unfunded mandates by our counties. I really want to dig into that. The other thing is juvenile justice. That is an issue that really needs to be looked at. Why? Because again, if we don't get a handle on that, we're going to have to build a new prison. And again, juvenile justice, I believe, starts in K through 3, the first 4 grades of our schools. And so again, that's another thing that I really want to take a look at is looking at those first years of education. And so again, I tell myself I'm going to limit what I'm going to get myself involved with coming up this session, but it just, again, when I meet with people and talk with people, it just seems like that list starts getting longer. But again, I'm ready to work hard. I'm ready to be there for you. And again, it truly has been my honor to be your state senator there these last 2 years, and I would love to be your state senator again for the next 2. Thank you.
You know, one of the things you want to be able to do when you get to legislature is hit the ground running. And, you know, I think that's one of the advantages that I have in the race that I have is I have some legislative experience. You know, it's important to know who to talk to, you know, which individuals to deal with. Since I've been in leadership as Assistant Speaker of the House and in different chairmans, I've had that opportunity to do that. You know, so I don't have a learning curve when I get up there. When I get up there, I can start with the ground running. You know, one of the things that fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, you know, when I've served earlier, I served prior to COVID dollars. I've served when there's been COVID dollars, and now I'm serving again without COVID dollars. And I think that's a real advantage as we're looking at the budget, because I think the budget's going to be really a huge thing. And so I've been there when there's been the ups and downs. There's a lot of things to do, but I guess I will say this. I'm very optimistic about South Dakota. I mean, we wouldn't be here, would we, if we didn't like living in South Dakota and what it does for our families. And we do want to have our kids come back. And one of the things I'm really excited about is our education system, not only through the K through 12, but our universities and particularly our vocational schools. We have the best literally in the nation. It's been a really nice thing to see from the standpoint of serving on the school board, where everybody thought they had to send their kids to college, and they find out, you know what? There's a lot of good paying jobs that they don't have to come back with a lot of big debt, and they got a really good paying job, and they can stay in our communities. And I don't know if anybody's tried to get a plumber lately, but we don't have enough of those. And it's nice to have those kind of people to help us out. So thank you for coming.
Well, as Mike mentioned, experience is a key, and I have the experience as a Yankton County Commissioner. I've chaired the commission for the last 3 years. I think that, like you said also, we had COVID money when I started. We don't have COVID money now. So it's a challenge to work through the system to make sure that everything gets done throughout the year and we make things happen that's going to benefit the whole county instead of just a few. Again, my experience as a county commissioner, like Mike says, I think that I can hit the ground running out in Pierre, and I would appreciate having that opportunity to try to do so. Education is a huge thing. I have 3 children all total, 2 daughters that they didn't stay in South Dakota, but the opportunity when they graduated from school, the opportunity didn't arise. So we need to build upon that. My son is living over in Harrisburg, South Dakota, with an excellent job over there also. He went the VOTEC route. My 2 daughters went through the 4-year schools and higher education. But so there is all kind of diversity that we have in South Dakota. And I think we need to stress that and move forward and enjoy what we have here. South Dakota, I said when I ran for county commission, I think Yankton County is the greatest place on earth to live. And I really do strongly believe that. Other than maybe 3 or 4 weeks out of the wintertime, it can get unbearable, but the last couple of years we haven't had that situation. So I'd appreciate your vote and would love to represent you folks in Pierre. Thank you.
So I've served on my township board for 13 years. A township, most of you know, who are rural. And when we have a big thing going on in our township, we could decide, there's 3 supervisors, we could decide what's best for everybody. But what we've been doing is we've been calling people or going and knocking on their door and saying, here's what we got going on, what do you think about this? It's so small, we can do that, and we do. And we've had very good results and a very appreciative people. So, District 18 deserves a strong conservative voice in Pierre, and your vote on Tuesday, June 2nd is essential. With your support, our values will be defended and your voice will be heard. Once I'm in Pierre, I'll work to protect your property rights. I'll work on smart economic development, fiscal responsibility, and something near and dear to me is protect our Second Amendment rights. Our shared morality, rooted in faith and timeless values, strengthens families, builds rural communities, and guides ethical leadership. I will not stop defending the liberty and the rights of the people of District 18. Thank you.
Well, I really appreciate you all being here tonight and learning about the candidates. I think that's really important to kind of get to know what everyone thinks about different topics, so thank you. I believe that the Yankton County Auditor is truly one of the most important positions in Yankton County because of the things that they oversee. And it is just so important that you have the budget part of it, that you have the election part of it, and that you also have the knowledge to assist the county commissioners. And so I guess what I feel like I really bring to the table is the knowledge of budgeting, working with payroll, working with overseeing staff, working with the accounts receivable, accounts payable, those kinds of things. I also have the knowledge of elections and things that go along with that, and I also have the knowledge to really be an assistant in a really positive way for the county commissioners. And so I just thank you and encourage you to go vote on June 2nd.
All right, I just want to thank everybody for being here. When you guys all think of the county auditor, you think of elections. 90% of what the county auditor does is finances. And that takes experience. In finances, experience matters. I have over 10 years, like I said, between the county and the city. And as of right now, I am actually doing all the finance and the billing for the rural health care between Nebraska and South Dakota. We need somebody in there that has done the day-to-day operations of the county, has worked with the state treasurer and the state auditor, and can manage and listen to the people of Yankton County. Thank you for having me here.
Okay. Thank you, each and every one of you, for coming. It is very, very important to learn about the candidates and also learn about their views on the county, the state, and the auditor as far as their responsibilities and how they will take and express your voice. I serve you in District 18 because once you know what you know, you can't unknow what you know. And serving the people of South Dakota has become an absolute desire of mine and a privilege. And being your voice in the fight for private property rights against private eminent domain was something that was one of my proudest accomplishments in the state legislature. Also serving on the appropriations, dealing with a $7.3 billion budget compared to a $20 million budget in the county. Budgets and roads and safety and essential services are something that the county is day-to-day operations, and it is their responsibility. But when you come before the county commission and you have a concern about a large, out-of-country, out-of-state organization coming in and infringing upon your private property rights, you need to know that whoever is representing you on the county is going to express your desires, be your voice, and not the voice of that large, out-of-state or out-of-country business. When it matters, you need to have someone sitting on that county commission that's going to listen to you, not listen to the big money or the big corporation, the bureaucrats, or look for a sales tax rebate for their business. I started a business, I am a business owner for 20 years. No one gave me a sales tax rebate. So when you are looking for a voice that is going to protect you and your rights, I would hope that you would look at me as that voice. Thank you. God, family, country is what I stand for, and you are part of that. Thank you.
Well, first off, I want to thank everyone for coming out. It's very, like everyone says, it's very important to learn about us and make the best well-informed vote on June 2nd. I also really appreciate learning a lot about you. This is great to hear questions from the audience. I like that the most in these forums. That's where I learn, okay, you know, I think there's something really good to work more with our small towns, that we can do a better job on the commission. I think I also like learning about our candidates up here and interesting tidbits and stuff. Interesting was China has the 200,000 engineers a year. Well, off the top of my head, that means the United States per capita does twice as good as China with their 80,000. So that's pretty good. And I think about China, I don't get worried about China because China is a dying state. They know that their fundamentals are crashing because of their socialism. They're too long of socialism. So I don't get too scared of China because our U.S. has a much better, stronger family unit. And that's a foundation that they have lost and that they're struggling to return to. So and I think about my family. I have 5 kids, something I didn't mention earlier. I have one's helping on the family farm. One definitely left South Dakota and lives on the West Coast. But I have another one that didn't go to college. He worked as an apprentice. now is getting his journeyman, owns his own home right here in our community. And I can't be any more proud of him. I have two more younger ones still in school, so I hope they can be just as successful right here in our community. And so when I worked for the county, when I decided to come up for re-election, I'm thinking about my family and why I came back here. And I want to do the best I can to keep Yankton County a good place for our family.
Well, thank you all for coming out. Thanks to the GOP party for doing this. Thanks to the Rubes for allowing us to be here. This is a great place. I remember running around here as a kid, and you guys did a great job restoring this. So thank you guys for doing this. It's been an honor to serve you guys for 8 years as your county commissioner, and it'd be an honor to serve you guys continue for 4 more years. And why do I want to do this? Quite simply, I love Yankton, and I love Yankton County, and I want it to continue to be the great place that we all know it is. I want to make our county a better place for us, but particularly our kids and the next generation. Yankton County is my home, and it's been my family's home for 140 years, and I think it represents really the best of America. I've been honored to serve my country as a soldier overseas, and I'm want to be honored to continue to serve you guys as well. I hope to earn your vote on June 2nd, and thank you guys for all coming out.
My dad, Paul Albrecht, died 6 weeks after I got married. My sister died of Lou Gehrig's disease in her 40s. My mom died a few years ago, 38 days after being diagnosed with cancer. But I don't complain about those things. I don't fuss about that. I consider myself blessed. I am blessed to be here with you. I am blessed to be an optimist who seeks solutions and doesn't complain about the problems. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I grew up with parents who believed in hard work. They believed in customer service. They believed in earning people's trust. And that's part of what I am doing with you today. I'm trying to prove, not just through my words, but through my actions, that I am worthy of being a Yankton County Commissioner. I think that the personal conversations that we can have are really what's going to help you understand how I can be a good representative for you. I promise you, you will not agree with every vote I make. I promise you I will work hard for you and I will listen to you, but I can listen without always voting the way that you think I should. And that's the realistic part of this job. I am not going to promise you things that I cannot fulfill. I believe in honesty and truth and civil conversations. So I welcome your invitation, as we had from this fine gentleman over here. Invite me. Let's have some conversations and talk about the truths of how we can continue to bring great things to Yankton County. Thank you very much for attending tonight, and I look forward to seeing you again.
I'd also like to thank all you people that showed up tonight to listen to us. I must be a pretty poor politician because I really don't like talking about myself. I want to know what you have to say. I have been to county commission meetings probably over the last 2 decades, trying to keep informed on what our county was up to and what your needs are. Now, one thing I should put out for I am self-financing my own campaign. I will not take a contribution from any of you. But after watching the budget process last year, several of our nonprofits were either cut or did not get the amount of money they need to do the business that they're doing. So if you want to contribute, pick out your nonprofit that you want to support. 4-H, Boys Girls Club, whatever. Contact Center. United Way. Put your money where it's going to do better good. If I couldn't afford to run for the county commission, I wouldn't be doing it. Thank you for your time, and I hope I get your vote here on June 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. For what it's worth, there was only 1 out of the 12 who thanked me, so I guess I won't be moderating again. Thank you, Gene. Sorry. Thank you. Hey, I just wanted to throw something out there, just kind of set up some advice that I want to give all of these awesome candidates here. And it is this. We talked about kids leaving the state and wanting them to come back. So my oldest boy and his girlfriend, they graduated from USD 3 years ago. The last 3 years, they've been up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. She's been a teacher at 3rd grade. He's been going through chiropractic school. And this fall, they are coming back to South Dakota. So just don't screw up South Dakota, because we can't wait to have our kids back. And they'll be getting married next year.
Don't be a Minnesota.
Yeah. And Stacy's got some final comments here.
Again, we just want to thank you guys all for coming tonight. We are so thankful that you took your time, and we want to thank you all for coming out. And please let people know, next Monday on April 27th at 7 o'clock, we are having another forum in Gayville. And then on Monday, May 18th at 7 o'clock, we're going to be at the VFW. So please let people know, and just, yeah, we are so thankful, and this was just such a great event. Thanks so much.